Alrighty, I think we're good. Yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's start doing some resets. It's already off sync. That's a good start. Thank you, Michael SG 1992, for the follow. I guess I wasn't streaming an hour ago, but that was an offline follow. I thought I might as well just shout it out. But yeah, I was gonna do some encounters yesterday, but I didn't get home till like 9:30, I don't think. And at that point, I think I like went to bed at 11 or so. So I didn't really have time. I literally had it set up to either stream or even just like record some encounters. But nope, didn't work out. That's okay. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be going back to work tomorrow. So this will probably be my last stream until, well, I might stream a little tomorrow, maybe like 2 hours or so. It just depends. But yeah, I had a good Christmas. The trading yesterday was a little bit hectic at the end, but it was fun. I'd probably do it again. In fact, next year, if they do the boosted odd things, if they do the boosted odds thing again, I'll make sure to catch a lot of them in bulk and do a giveaway again next year. I want to do a lot more giveaways because at the end of the day, like, if I can make someone happy with the shiny, even though it's not technically like theirs, you know, that'd make me happy. I did get a shiny Citadel yesterday in the stream, so that was pretty cool. I think I already have both Cititan and Citadel, so that was a duplicate, but I was just doing something in the meantime. I probably should have started streaming earlier than I did because I needed to trade out. I think it was only 12. I think I said 13 to 16, but it was only 12. And towards the end, I was getting closer and closer to the time I was supposed to leave. So it was getting a little bit stressful, I would say. I should have... I would have liked to spread that out more, where I would trade actually every 10 minutes instead of every 3 minutes, and then I did those 3 in a row. But I don't think the timing of that was very good either, because towards the end it was just bot trade after bot trade, which kind of sucked. I was hoping for some like legitimate encounters. Hold on 1 second here. There we go. And I was hoping to get a couple more Citadels and maybe trade one of those out. I didn't say it, but that was originally part of the plan. But yeah, I just didn't get to it. Also, something scummy, well, not really scummy, but it's just kind of like a crappy situation happened. On my VODs channel, the past, I think 4 uploads, there's been a specific song in the music that I'm playing that gets copyrighted. which doesn't make any sense because I assumed they were all Pokemon music, you know? But there's a Littleroot town, and it's like a marimba version or something, and that one gets claimed. So for like 2 minutes of the video, I have to mute it, which is weird because I shouldn't have to mute anything. It's not really a problem, but it just like, it makes it take longer to upload. So I'm gonna try and find the song, and then whichever song it is, I'll just remove it. Yeah. Also, like, it doesn't really matter. I just upload the VODs just to, you know, show evidence basically that I am hunting. But I got a dislike on one of the videos, so that was funny. I don't think there was any comments on it. It was just a dislike, and I was a little confused. I don't know why there was a dislike. Maybe it was one of the streams I wasn't talking, but it's just it's just funny in my mind that that is what got a dislike. Out of all the things on YouTube to dislike, I don't know. I might be just dwelling on it too much. But yeah, I mostly got candy for Christmas. My mom made some, like, ooh, double female. Nope. I'm hoping we do get the shiny on a double female, because that would be very, very rare. But she made me some, like, some goodies, I guess. It's not really candy, but it's just like, it's not baked goods either. It's just like Christmas goodies, you know. And then there was a bunch of desserts at my girlfriend's house, so I took some of those. And I got a gift card from my brother, and I got a hundo from my mother, and that was about it. I gave her... What am I saying? Oh, my mom was supposed to get Pokemon... I think I talked about this, but I bought the Japanese Black 2 because my mom couldn't figure out how to do it, how to purchase stuff on eBay. So I'm like, okay, I'll just, whatever, I'll just get it myself. And from that, I bought the White 2 English one. But yeah, if that's the hard part about wanting cartridges or Pokemon games, is like if I give them an eBay link, like older people, it's kind of hard for them to understand exactly what I want. And at that point, it's kind of like, unless someone knows about Pokemon and which games to buy, which one's a good deal and all that stuff, I have to like send a link, and I have to be very specific, which kind of ruins the surprise part of it. But I mean, if anything, I could always just ask for a plush or something like of a Pokemon, or literally anything Pokemon related, whether that's like a Pokeball or anything like that. You know what, Michael? Because you did an offline follow, I'll replay it just to see it. Yeah. Shiny Toxicroak. Um, sorry, should have muted there, but I didn't. I should be able to use the mute function on my microphone, but it just ends up like this. I'll show you real quick, but it's just not good. There's like static or something. I don't know what it is. I mean, I bought this microphone to be purposefully kind of shitty. Just because of the aesthetic. I like the aesthetic of a shitty sounding microphone. Sounds vintage, I guess. It's like lo-fi songs using like the vintage crackle. Like the crackle wasn't an intended good thing, but people like it so much that they intentionally put it in songs now. I want to check something. Nah. I was gonna try and like space out the numbers for the counter because it looks very close together. But I guess I can't. Because it's reading from a file. But as I was gonna say, if I don't get the shiny today, I'm probably just gonna wait until I get the cartridge. That way I don't have to transfer it over. Because after today, I'm gonna be working this whole weekend, and I believe it should be here by the 27th. That was the earliest. Sorry, got distracted. Let me do this encounter real quick and then I'll check on it. Oh, double female. Sweet. Alright, let's see. Since it's shipped, let's see. It says it's gonna arrive by Monday, December 30th. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it arriving on Monday means I'm probably not gonna be able to pick it up till Tuesday. Unless they ship it to my house, which they don't really have a good track record of that. However, since it's just the cartridge, they might be able to just fit it in my PO box. And if they do that, I can pick it up whenever. We're at 5666. But yeah, if it's not here, I think I might just start doing some heart gold resets. Even though it'll be a little out of order, just to like buy some time while also making progress on a different game. Because heart gold is going to be next. Or maybe I could do ruby. I could do a couple hundred of ruby. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, because I'm gonna have to trade. I'm gonna have to do some resets where like the first couple, I'm gonna get the starters and get to the point where I can trade them, and then trade them over to the Japanese Sapphire. Like, I'll trade over Trico and Torchic, and from there, I'll do the resetting for the Mudkip. That way I can have all the starters without having to reset my Japanese Sapphire. Until I transfer over all the Pokemon. And I'm gonna try and transfer them with the items in the game, because I really don't know what the items are. I'll probably have to translate a couple of them and then just transfer the most important ones. And then reset it, and then from there I'll probably use it just to reset for what's it called? Kyogre. I think that's the only exclusive legendary. But it also has a working battery, so I'll have to get Snorunt? I think it's Snorunt. Yeah, because in my Ruby, it's constantly in the... I'm talking about the Shoal Cave. It's constantly in the one part. Like, what it's supposed to do is, like, switch over from low tide to high tide, but it just doesn't do that in my Ruby. It's just the one thing, because the battery's dry. And maybe eventually I'll get it sent off to get fixed. But yeah, it's hard to... I don't know how much that's gonna cost. And then on top of that, I have a Emerald game that's broken. I'd like to get that fixed if possible. Probably before Ruby, just so I can have a working Emerald. Because the thing with Emerald is you can play it, and there's like a bit of plastic missing on the side, so it's very like fragile. But if it does work, all it says is the game can be played. It doesn't say like internal battery has gone dry, like that thing. It just says game can be played, which means it's like barely functional. I'd rather get that one fixed before Ruby, just because Ruby does work. Unless it's yeah, I'll probably just leave Ruby the way it is. Just because I don't know if that will reset anything. What is this playlist? Okay, that's Mezagoza. I'm just trying to make sure. I'm trying to look for that that thingy. Is this also Scarlet and Violet? It seems familiar. Oh yeah, it's still Mezagoza. Oh, dang, another double female. We gotten 56 double females, but no shiny. I think the odds are 0.5, I think. Or it might be 0.35. Anyway, yeah, we're not that far off, really. I mean, it's under 3,000. No, yeah. 8192 is full odds, so we're almost at 57. That's 600 minus 3,000 minus 600, 2,200. 2,300? Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get it on Christmas. I think that would have been a cool little memory. You know, getting the shiny Squirtle on Christmas. Be a pretty cool. Sorry, 1 second here. It's just like slightly off. Yeah, that's good enough. $56.96. Oh, not gonna lie, for a second there, I thought I saw something. It's like when you look into a light and then you look around and the after image is still there. I think that's what I saw. Just an after image or something. And come on, there we go. 5,700. I think if I could go back in time, I would get a better foot pedal. Because the one I have is just plastic, and it's basically a giant button, or a giant, what's it called? A giant key, like on a keyboard. It's just a giant key, basically. But I think I accidentally spilled something on it, so it's not as responsive. But also, you can't. You have to press it at the front of it. Like, it's not like a key where you can just press the whole thing. Like, one part of the pedal is like slanted down. That's the part you have to press. I was watching, I was making some food yesterday, and I was watching Alvin and the Chipmunks, like, just because I wanted to see how it was after How many years is that? Almost 20 years? What the heck? I mean, it's like 18, right? 18, 17. Yeah. That's still a long time. That's like a fully grown person. But I was just watching that just for fun. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was just watching it to have something on while I was cooking. And it's so funny because I used to be addicted to that movie. Like, literally all the time. Especially around Christmas. I think that's when I got it. But I just remember playing that thing like crazy on my portable DVD player. And I was just watching, and I could basically quote the entire movie at that point. Like, when he's late and he's like, Uncle Ian, he's like, "This is Dave Seville, you better not forget it," or something like that. I'm like, oh man. Good times. I'm jealous of all the people that are off until after New Year's. Because my vacation started last Friday, and it's just until this Thursday. Which I'd rather have it start this Monday, or this past Monday, and then go up until next Thursday. But I guess. I mean, I still got paid for Christmas Eve and Christmas. Christmas Eve I got paid for 8 hours, and then Christmas Day I got paid for 12. So that's pretty cool. That's an additional 18 hours I didn't work. No, 20 hours. That's an additional 20 hours of overtime, right? Something like that. I think that there's some overtime in there. So that'll be pretty cool, having that for the next paycheck. Today's energy drink of choice wasn't a Peachy Keen. I do have a Peachy Keen ready for maybe like 4 o'clock. But originally, I didn't even check. I was about to get the strawberry one. I don't know how. It just looked like the Peachy Keen one, so I picked it up. And I was walking around with it, and then I decided, I'm like, well, I'll just get another energy drink, right? And then I was looking around, I'm like, wait, if that's Peachy Keen, what do I have in my hand? And of course it was strawberry. Which, the strawberry one's not bad, but Peachy Keen's the best flavor. Like, I used to get so much of that. I think 2021, I used to just order it by the case. And I think one time I bought like 4 cases at once. Because I would drink like one a day, and I would be working 5 days a week. So that lasted me maybe 2 months. I don't know. It's a good one. It's a good energy drink. So far, the 10% female thing is still accurate. It's crazy how when you have these big numbers, that the odds show up a lot more. I think that's a good indicator that my game isn't shiny locked, because the female ratio is accurate, so I'm assuming the shiny ratio should be accurate. I'm gonna take a little break, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Alrighty, let's get back to it. Boom, ba-dum, boom. I think this vacation was a good thing, though. This week-long break, I think it was a good thing. Because at work, I was struggling quite a bit to just keep going, but I think it'll be okay now. I'll have some steam to keep going through the year. That's basically how you gotta like go about a job, is like thug it out until it gets like really hard, until it gets like boring, repetitive. You just get like burnt out, and once you're burnt out, try to get a week off. Like, it's not the easiest thing to do, but for me it is, because let's say I work only Wednesday and Thursday in a week. Like, let's say the week prior I worked Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The next week I would only be working Wednesday and Thursday. So if I were to take those 2 days off, I'd get a whole week. You know? I really should have grabbed something to drink, but I think I'm flat out. So maybe around an hour, or maybe in like 20 minutes, I'll go grab a drink. Probably won't be my peach keen, but yeah, because I don't want to drink them, my energy drinks, too close together. I didn't really say what the other energy drink was, I don't think, but I got a Ghost Orange Creamsicle. And you know what? Since I don't really have any obligations in real life to fulfill on stream, I might as well just share my plan for next year, as far as you know, body improvement. I'll just say that, because essentially over the past 4 years, well, it'll be almost 5 actually, I've attempted to lose weight and I've gotten pretty far, but it's just continuing after like a month that's hard. But what I've been doing is the real good chicken nuggets and a packet of mashed potatoes, and I think that's a strategy that will work very well for me. So it's the basis of it is intermittent fasting, where I eat little to nothing throughout the day and then eat at night. Especially at work. So basically what I do is nothing throughout the whole day, except for, like, I've been doing a can of vegetables sometimes, because a whole can is usually around like 160 calories, but since it's carbs, it'll probably keep me fuller for longer, and I can use that for energy. Other than that, I don't eat anything. Of course, there's like energy drinks and the Clear American things, but since those are like maximum 10 calories, I don't really count them. I think the basis of it is I lost my train of thought. The basis of it is it's still a calorie deficit, but I don't have to calculate anything. You know? It's like you have a budget, but you spend so much under budget that you don't even need to look at it. That's basically what I'd be doing. But you don't eat the whole day, and then once it's like 8 o'clock, you eat like the instant mashed potatoes. It's like a packet of those, which is 440 calories, and then a whole bag of real good chicken nuggets, which is, I don't think there's any carbs in that, but the whole bag, which is 20 ounces, I believe, is 660 calories and like 115 grams of protein. And protein is already very satiating, but potatoes are the, I don't know if I should say the most satiating food, but it's one of the most satiating foods. So it's just a very win-win situation, and from what I've done, it works very well because you end up very, very full. It tastes good because it's mashed potatoes and fried chicken, basically. I usually put hot sauce, but that, and so towards the end of my experiment, I wasn't eating the whole thing, or it would take me a long time to eat the whole thing. The only problem is I was starting to I was starting to crave sweets. So I think I'll stick with the canned vegetable thing, but sometimes switch it out for fruit. That way I have at least something sweet, or at least something fruit flavored, maybe that's like low calorie, like Jello. That, and then just drinking as much sparkling water as possible. I think it's very much possible. That's plan one. Or part of the plan. The plan is to do that for about 3-4 months, maybe 5, and lose a lot of weight, muscle probably included. And once that's done, probably maintain that low weight for a while, just to make sure my body doesn't like snap back to what it is now. And after that, the plan is to bulk up a little bit, probably pretty slowly, but just introduce more calories, most of it being lean protein, and start going to the gym and build up a good physique. That's my plan. If I'm being realistic, it hasn't worked the past 4 years, but that's because I've been doing it very meticulously, where like I set my limit to 1800 and then I just like try and fit my calories within that, and like trying to hit a certain protein goal, going to the gym, all that. That hasn't really worked for me. And because my brain is all or nothing, I either have to commit 100% or not do it at all. And the only way to actually do it 100% is to overshoot it by so much. That, and I don't like stressing about what I can eat and what I can't. So if I just eat the same thing every day, I'll be fine. I might get tired of it, but you know, why not? It's not going to be like a permanent thing. I probably will only keep it for a couple years and then go back, because being fit and being skinny is fun until you realize most social events are going to involve food. And by not allowing yourself to enjoy that, you're just not letting yourself be happy. And this is coming from someone who's been on both sides. Sometimes it's not worth it. But yeah, that's my loose plan. I might change some things, but overall my calories will be under 1500, which, considering all things considered, that's way below my maintenance and way below a deficit too. But it's still a deficit. Whether it's a 200 calorie deficit or like 700, it's still a deficit. I just have to be mentally prepared to like be skinny and not have any muscle. There's double female. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool if I do succeed. It's mostly just like not focusing on it as much. Like, I want that to be a side aspect of, you know, what I'm doing. Whereas before, that was like the main thing I was thinking about. Like, okay, I gotta make sure I fit in within my calories and my protein and going to the gym and everything. Like, my life was like a side part. It was I put my life to the side for this little challenge, and it just didn't last long because of that, you know. $15.76. Nope. Not 15.76. 57.76. I think if I don't stream Pokemon tomorrow, which I'm not very good at keeping my promises on streaming, but if I don't stream Pokemon tomorrow, I'll probably still stream Fossil Fighters, because I haven't played that in a couple days, or like a week maybe. But Fossil Fighters is basically like a placeholder series type thing. I mean, I still have fun playing it, but it's not like this where it's the main focus. This is like the main project I'm working on at this point. I have the link cable video I still need to edit or start editing. I don't really know which program I want to do that in. On one hand, DaVinci Resolve is up to date, it has templates, features, all that stuff. But I also have Sony Vegas, and most of the videos I've edited throughout my life have been on Sony Vegas. So I don't know which one I want to go with. I think I only switched to DaVinci Resolve because it couldn't handle my phone videos. And since most of the IRL recording of that link cable video is from my phone, it's probably a good idea just to stick with it, so I don't have to, convert the files. Yeah, because I don't think I'll be sticking with Vegas the whole time. Especially, I don't think that's a old problem either. I think even with the newest version, it doesn't work with .movs, I think. Or what's the I think it's just MP4s or something. Whatever file I record with on my phone, the file type, it just doesn't go into Sony Vegas. So I'll probably just stick with DaVinci. The fact that it's actually free helps a lot with that. I'm just hoping I can make a good quality video with it. I still have to write like a structured portion of it and record voiceover for the leveling portion. But I think it'll be an interesting, fun little video. Either way, it being my first video, it's a good jumping off point. You want to know what my biggest regret as far as following people is on Twitch? So I think it was 2020. I followed Sabian, which is, I think his title is Shiny Hunter Sabian now on Twitch, but he's popped off so much since 2020. And 2020, I went through this phase of like, I don't like Pokemon anymore, you know? So I unfollowed him. And I so regret that, because I genuinely enjoyed his content. He was streaming to like less than 10 people, and yeah, he's just popped off now. And because of that though, I think it's a good lesson learned. I typically don't unfollow people now, even if I don't watch their stream, just because it doesn't hurt anybody. It's a good reminder of who I've watched over the years. And, you know, people improve, people change, people do different things. It's a unique experience, and 1800 or 5800 encounters. But just like erasing that part of my memories, like there's so many people I've followed over the years that I just can't remember at this point. I think Sabian was the main one that I still remember from back in the day. There's double female again. I forget where I was going with that, but oh, like what's his name? I think his name's Otaku Haven 72. He was this guy. He sounded like this. He sounded like Trump. Maybe it was Trump, who knows? But he was like an all-out shiny hunter, and I had never seen someone like that before. Like, it was every day he was streaming like 6 to 8 hours of just whatever game had come out. Like, I think I was following him around 2014. He would be doing every Like, I don't even know what his goal was. He was just hunting for stuff. Like, most of the time he would be hatching eggs. I remember that. He would do dex nav. He would do horde encounters. He would be doing all that stuff. 6 hours a day. I think maybe like 5 days a week. It's just that dedication, and then he just stopped. I mean, I don't blame him, because I think he does like Osu videos now. But I miss him. Or them, I don't know what they go by. But yeah, I just wish I had not, I don't remember if it was like a different account or if I unfollowed him, but I just lost touch. I think Oras, should I just say Oras? Because every time I say Oras, it just sounds like Oras, you know? Anyway, that's when I truly started to understand what Twitch culture was about. Because Oras had just come out, and everyone was playing it, everyone was doing basically the same shiny hunt, and it just felt like everyone was connected. It was a cool experience. Alright, so I did hit an hour, so I'm gonna go grab a drink or something, and I'll be back. I am back. Just grab some water. Nothing too good. Nothing too great. Typically I buy the clear American like liter bottles. I typically buy those in a 12 pack if it's available. Like basically if the shelf is full of them, they usually just leave it on the top shelf. In the packaging still, usually they take the plastic wrap off of it, but if they don't, I usually just buy those because they don't have to stock them, and I get a whole 12 pack. Unfortunately, it's never the peach flavor. I love the peach flavor of those, but they usually... Oh, there's double female again. That makes 60. Hell yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, but I usually like to get those because it's like 99% water and it's only like 10 calories for the whole thing, 10-15 calories, and it's still mostly water. Like obviously just water is good for you, but I don't know, I like the carbonation. I like the carbonation, I like the flavor. I like artificial sweeteners made by man. Yeah, it has yet to affect me, despite having drank so much of it. So, like, even in the slightest, there's no, yeah, there's no indication of it doing anything bad. I think once I put 6,000 plus encounters, once I start putting that in the title, I feel like more people will show up because they're like, wow, that's quite a bit. Like the more encounters I have, I feel like the higher likelihood it is of of new people showing up. Not just the shiny, but new people as well. Yeah, I also can't wait to play on the DS capture card because I'm also kind of tired of having to be self-conscious about this. You know? The DS, the buttons are more like silent keys. Like, I don't know if this is supposed to give you an OG effect or it's just like that poorly made. But having this in the background, it doesn't sound that great. It sounds like I'm putting in more effort than I am. You know, because in actuality, I'm just not trying to care about the timings. Like, this is how I do it, right? I'll show you on the next reset. But yeah, I usually, it's a very non-thought provoking. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. You don't have to think as much when you do it that way. Okay, so this is what I do. Spamming A, spamming A, and you just keep spamming A. Even in the flashback, you can keep spamming A, it doesn't make a difference. Once you hit this part where you receive the Squirtle, that's when you start pressing B. You start spamming B. So it's just a combination of spamming A, and then once you get to the nickname part, you just spam B. I used to just spam B to get to this part, and then if you spam B, nothing happens, and you can sync up the games better. But as long as you time it, as long as you switch over to B like that, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Very riveting, very, very skillful. Well, I mean, most people just like spam A to play the game anyway. So I'm not too far off from Pokemon gameplay. My dog is smelling my pillows right now. I don't know why. I got two 8x8-inch pillows, and they have like a fuzzy covering on them, and he's just smelling them. Oh, what do you smell? I don't even think he knows. He doesn't know nothing. He's trying to like, I don't know what he's doing. Is he trying to sit on him? Mo? Are you trying to sit on those? Do you know what I'm saying? I guess not. A little Pal World update too. I've kind of gotten a little bored of it. Like, I just started playing again, but I've kind of hit a wall. And that might just because I'm playing with custom world settings, but it just feels like everything kills me that I need to capture to advance in the game. Either that, or I'm just not doing things in the correct order. I'm not too sure. But I think if I do go back in there, I might just like start catching a whole bunch of stuff and go from there. I think the main problem right now is the base number situation. Like, I have all my bases set up. I think the max is 3. I think you can change that, but the max is 3. I have 1 for like storage and wood farming. Storage, wood farming, and crafting. I have 1 base for mining with a bunch of Anubises, right? And what's the other one? And then the third one is a breeding base, where I have 3 stalls set up for breeding, and the rest of it is for farming cakes. I think once I get Capriti, the guy who drops berries, once I get his farming level up, like if I can find an artisan one, an artisan one and be able to combine it up to level 3. I think it'll work a lot better than having the plantation, the berry plantation. That way my farming guys can only focus on the wheat, and I can get more wheat, making more flour, and making more cakes. Because the chicken, the chickpea, and the cow guy, they're doing good. It's mostly just the wheat that I'm struggling with. That, and I need a better fridge guy. The icy guy, because right now I have a Van Worm Chris, and he has level 2 ice magic, whatever, but he just takes so many breaks. Oh, there's another double female. Right now the ratio is not very good, but I don't really think that it doesn't really mean anything. If anything, that's a good sign, because it means the past 3, I think, are under odds, sorry. So maybe that's a sign. I feel like I'm going what's it called? Into psychosis. I'm just like saying, because this and this, that this is gonna happen, the world's gonna end because my toast was only burnt on one side, sort of thing. I don't think that has any correlation, actually. Also 58-58. But I'm taking any sign I can get that we're gonna get this thing soon. Any sign. Let me see something. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. Let's keep going. Did I check these? I don't remember, but I reset. Sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. There's another one, bruh. That's crazy. I just saw SMK. I think it's SMK Gaming. He got a back-to-back shiny, which it was Gen 6 and he was using horde encounters, but the odds of that are crazy cool. Honestly, I feel like SMK is one of the most underrated at this point, because he's been doing it since I was in middle school. And that might be not the best for him to hear, but he's been doing that since I was in middle school. I think he used to have like a Cyndaquil holding a the sword from Halo, if that is the same person. But he was also one of the Oris streamers, and I would watch him a whole bunch. But yeah, he got a clef key and a horde encounter. He got that, and then he did another one. I don't know if he was just like to see if he could get one right after, or if he was just going to continue for something else on that route. But the next encounter, he got a shiny Murkrow. The video is pretty cool. I would check it out. But I hope someday I can get a... I hope I can get something cool like that. I've gotten a couple cool encounters, not on stream, but I've got a couple double shinies in Scarvi. I think the first one I got was a double shiny Curlia. I still have that video. But yeah, it was one shiny Curlia showed up, and as I was catching it, another one showed up behind it. So that was pretty cool. I did catch both of them. I think both were female. Kind of sucked, but still, 2 shinies with 1 sandwich is pretty cool. And then most recently, I got the Minior, the shiny Minior, in under a minute. Like right after setting up the sandwich. However, I was dumb and didn't realize it had explosion. I thought the hardest part, like why people said it was the hardest one to catch, was just because you couldn't tell unless you used Let's Go or you battled it and had the sparkles. But nope, it has explosion. So it's cool I got it under a minute. However, that sandwich was toast, because I had to reset because it exploded. I even have a damp Golduck just for that purpose, but I don't know, I just wasn't thinking. I was just like, oh, I've got a Minior outbreak. Let's set up a sandwich and get this thing. And then it was the first one, or under a minute. Let's play what game that's from. What game is that from? Is this... Is this black and white? I think it is. Let's check. Let's check. Oh. It is from black and white. However, I didn't realize I had Black and White Music Volume 3 playing. So literally this whole playlist is black and white. So I did get it right. However, comma, if I had known that, I wouldn't have had to ask the question. Yeah, this is definitely black and white. You can tell because of the is that clarinet or oboe? No, that's... I think that's clarinet. Either that or it's like bass clarinet or something. Hey Alex, how's it going? My Christmas was pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, mostly just like sweets, not as many presents. How about you? And I didn't end up getting the Squirtle, obviously, but I'm still hoping for it. Hell yeah. Still on that Eevee. Well, I hope you get it. I hope I get my Squirtle before yours, no offense. But I still hope you get it nonetheless. I think it'll be worth it though, because Umbreon's pretty worth it. If it was like Flareon, probably not. I think Flareon is... I think it's worth getting, maybe in like Scarvi, but Heart Gold, I would definitely... First choice probably be Umbreon, then... maybe Vaporeon? Vaporeon, Jolteon. I like Jolteon shiny, I know a lot of people don't. But after that, a lot of them aren't that great. Like Glaceon Glaceon, what's it? Glaceon and Leafeon are basically like nothing. Espeon, I kind of like Espeons, but obviously that's like one of the most hated ones. And I think that's it. I think that's all of them. Oh, you don't like Jolteon shiny? I mean, it's not like the worst out of all of them, which is probably why I like it. Obviously, I prefer the other ones, but yeah, I mean, it depends which game. If you like look at them next to each other, you can kind of tell it's like a lighter blue, but. Yeah, not my first choice. I don't even think I have it for my living decks. Yeah, I think Leafeon, they should have done what most people do when they redesign it and make it into like fall colors. Because it makes sense and it's also like noticeable. But Leafeon and Glaceon are barely usable to begin with. Like, I don't know if Glaceon can learn Ice Beam. If it can, it's pretty useful, but as far as I know, the only ice move it learns is Icy Wind, right? You might be able to teach it Ice Beam by TM, but I think the only ice move it gets is Icy Wind. I could be wrong. I don't really use Glaceon, so I don't really have that much experience with it. Oh, really? Yeah, Umbreon, back in the day, it used to not get a lot of love. Like, just the Pokemon itself, people used to not like it as much as, like, Espeon or Jolteon, based off of just, like, power. And I get it, but, like, I used to love Umbreon. Like, just Umbreon. Because even though it wasn't, like, the most powerful, I don't know, just like a bulky Eevee evolution was pretty cool in my eyes. Because I remember me and a friend I had Umbreon because I thought it was the better evolution, and he had Espeon. And every now and then, when we would get to a certain level, we would battle each other, and of course I'd always win. That's mostly just type advantage though. Type advantage, I didn't use like a toxic stall or anything. It was mostly just like, well, I was like a child basically, so it was only attacking moves. But I had like Dark Pulse, Snarl, Bite, and then I think Return. But yeah, I've loved Umbreon for a long time. Yeah, unless like it's bulky enough to be able to set up, I usually just go for attacking moves. As much as I like to think I'm an adult that knows how to play Pokemon, unless you're doing like a hardcore Nuzlocke where you have to like calculate everything, in a normal playthrough, most of the time you can just like attack and get through it. I mean, I would say maybe Norman's Gym from Gen 3. You can use the Protect tactic, where you just protect on Slacking's non-truant turns and then attack on the truant turns. I got double adamant. That's cool. Yeah, attacking moves, it just like, I don't know, maybe it just scratches that part of my brain where it's like destruction or something. Like using Flamethrower or Thunderbolt or Surf, just like hard-hitting, very accurate moves. It's just so fun to use because you know it's gonna do a lot of damage. Like, what is it? Giga Impact? I think that isn't 100% accuracy, right? There's a couple moves. Oh, like Fire Blast. Like Fire Blast is such a powerful move, but the fact that it has such low accuracy, I'd rather just use Flamethrower twice, you know? Like, I've never been a Sacred Fire, Fire Blast, Hydro Pump. I hate Hydro Pump. Oh, you're doing a Dream Team quest? Sweet. Are you talking about in Heart Gold or in a different game? Because if it's Heart Gold, you can get a Shiny Gyarados pretty easy. I don't know if you know. I mean, you can still, it's still a shiny, and I would consider it legit. But if it was like a YouTube video, if it was like a YouTube video, I feel like you'd get flamed in the comments because people are very like particular about that stuff. But if you're just doing like a casual playthrough, I would say that counts. Plus, it's a full odds game, and the other members are gonna take forever to get. So I think that's a freebie. It's like a free space on a bingo card. Yeah, for mine, I'm not using Gyarados. I didn't even think about that really. I just was thinking about who was on my team as a child, and I'm just gonna try and go with that. The problem is Tyranitar and Smeargle, because I think those are like late to end game. Oh, there's a double female. I think those are late to end game. So I might have to like go out of bounds or something. I don't know how that's gonna work. Either that or I might just have to replace them with other ones. I'm kind of trying to do like a mix between what I used as a child and something to stand out a little bit, because I feel like most people's team in Soul Silver was obviously one of the starters, Ampharos, Shiny Gyarados, well, it's just very predictable a lot of the time, so I'm trying to find a middle ground between those two. But how many resets are you on with Eevee? Because I can't remember if you said you just started it or that's what you were working on. Because I know you said you had just gotten Cyndaquil. Oh yeah, I think you were saying you don't count encounters. Yeah, I remember now. But I would say half a week is... I mean, it's hard for me to estimate other people's. For me, half a week would probably be like 3,000-4,000 encounters. But half a week is still a lot of time to put in for an Eevee. So I hope you get it soon. Right. Maybe I'll do that for one of the these. I just want to see, like, maybe I'll keep a counter, but I won't be able to see the number, sort of thing, and I'll reveal it once I get the shiny. I think that'd be a cool idea. So I can, like... Oh. Yeah. That's true. So maybe a little less? I don't know. I can't do that mental math right now. But when I do my Heart Gold Nostalgia Team quest, it'll also be on 1DS. So it'll be a little bit more difficult than 2, but since it's my first full odds, using 2 isn't a bad thing, really. But assuming you have the rest of this week off and next week, I don't know if you're like working or in school or anything, but if you have more time off, I hope you can get it while you have that time off. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. For me, I'm more of like a visual person, so I would like to have a counter. Maybe I'll get like something where you can just like a little device where you can just click it and it'll keep track. I think that would probably be something I would use at least. Like, if I was just laying in bed hunting. Because, like I said, I'm a visual person, so seeing that number would be like, it's kind of like a bookmark for me, like knowing where I'm at. Like for me, in my head, the end goal is 8192, even though I know it can go, and probably will go, a lot longer. Oh, Marip? Are you doing, under, what is it? Violet, is it Violet City? Are you doing the route underneath that or a different place? But I'm definitely wishing you luck, because, yeah, I've seen a lot of people go really high for that, because I think there's like Hoppip in that grass as well as like Pidgey or something. Oh, yeah, good luck with that. I mean, either way, you'll still be getting a full odds shiny of something, but having it be out of your control is kind of scary. But I think I don't know the percentages of that route, but I'm pretty sure Mareep is a higher percent chance. Yeah, shiny Pidgey's great too. I don't think I have Pidgey for this Nostalgia Team quest, but yeah, Pidgey's really cool. It might be, let me look it up. It might be in my Heart Gold one. Oh, nope. Heart Gold is Noctowl. So I'll be going for Hoot Hoot, not Pidgey. Oh, that's cool. Even as a kid, that's cool, because I don't think they didn't have like trade bots or anything back in the day. That's kind of why I did my stream yesterday. I don't know if you saw. I traded out, Wonder traded 12 shiny Delibird I caught last year for Christmas, and I'm hoping some of them were like kids who had just gotten the game on Christmas. I just wanted to like make someone's day, basically. But at the same time, I'll never know because it was Wonder traded. But that was really fun. I was also hunting Citadel because there was like increased odds outbreaks. But that was a fun experience. I might do it again this year or next year if there's any increased shiny odds raids or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I was supposed to do it last year, but I was visiting for Christmas and forgot about it on Christmas Day. So they were just sitting in my box for a whole year, and I'm like, well, I might as well do it this year. And someone actually traded me their legit, well, I can't fully say it was legit, but it was their OT. It was a shiny Coughing. They traded that out with their OT. So that was a cool little find. I'll probably use that to get Galarian Wheezing, because I don't really have one of those. Not for my living decks, but just to have. Oh, there's another. Oh wait, I don't know how I saw that. I thought it was another double female. I believe that there's a link under my Twitch, but I can just tell you real quick. I think it's 611 out of the 1025, which is like 52%, I think, or something like that. It's pretty good. The main thing is, like, I've gotten most of the Scarlet and Violet shinies, because those are the easier ones to get. But it's slowly turning into like specific hunts, like let's see, like the Berserker, like the Divergent evolutions. Like, I still need Berserker, Runa Regis. Those I'm gonna need from breeding. I don't have a lot of the fossils. I've been working on the legendaries. No, I don't have Mew yet. I'm probably gonna make a video about that. If I do, I'm gonna try and do it legit. But I don't know how much that's gonna cost or how to do it. Oh, there's that. I think that is, yeah. What? Oh, wait. I didn't even realize. I think my games are... Hold on a second. I think my games are the wrong one. There we go. I was showing the same game. Because on the stream it was both female. That's why I kept seeing double female. But both of my games, I was basically showing the same game twice. That's why I was confused. I don't know how it did that though. I mean, it's hard to tell on the stream because I'm doing it at the same time. That's funny though. Yeah, that'd be very coincidental. Alright, these are different. Yeah. I would say, well, technically Soul Silver is Gen 4 because it came out during that and before Gen 5, so it's technically Gen 4. But I would consider it Gen 2 because it is Gen 2 technically. But then that's a good question actually, because would Oras be considered Gen 3? I mean, it is technically Gen 6 because it has the fairy type and whatever, but it's a remake of Gen 3. But I would consider Soul Silver Gen 2. So you're not on the, you don't like Gen 5 at all? Or is it just like, you prefer the previous ones? Because I was like that for a long time too, where Black and White used to be my favorite, even with Gen 6, 7, 8. Gen 5 is Black and White, which is right after Soul Silver. Black and White 2. Those are the last 2D games before X and Y. Oh, really? I don't know. I would give Black and White a shot. Even if it's on an emulator, just doing a playthrough of that. Even though it's, if you like having the previous generation Pokemon in there, I'd probably recommend Black 2, Black 2 or White 2, because those have the previous Pokemon in them, whereas Black and White, until the post game, it's only new Pokemon basically. Yeah, I would definitely recommend them, especially because most people consider those like the best Pokemon games. The only thing I don't really like is they changed the leveling to be, I forget exactly how they changed it, but the higher level your Pokemon is, you get less XP. So that kind of sucks for leveling, but most of the game is really good though, especially the story of it. But honestly, Heart Gold and Soul Silver have so much content, so I can see how that would be your favorite. Yeah, and 5th gen also is still full odds. The Shiny Charm got introduced in Black and White 2. So if you want to play full odds, Black and White is always going to be full odds. Oh, really? Are you like, how old are you, can I ask? Because I don't know. I don't know about Fire Red being my favorite. Or even Ruby, I don't even know if that's my favorite anymore. Oh, really? I can see that though. So you pretty much just like the older gens. Well, White has Zekrom as the box art legendary, and Black has Reshiram. Which, I don't know if you've seen those Pokemon, but basically the White cartridge has the Black legendary Pokemon, and the Black cartridge has the White legendary Pokemon. It's reversed. But is that... Okay, I thought the screens were the same again. But my first game from 5th gen was Black. So I don't know if I would... I'll just recommend Black. I mean, honestly, it's just whichever one's cheaper. If you're gonna buy like a physical cartridge, I would just get whichever one's cheaper. Because there's not really that many differences. Yeah. Is that another... That's another double female. I think that's 2 in a row. Also, I didn't count the other one. But yeah, the older gens I used to love, and then as I got more and more into shiny hunting, I didn't really like the 8192. So I started switching to liking the 3DS era ones. Like Sun and Moon are probably my current favorite, or Ultra Sun and Moon. And as much as most people don't like it, I like Scarlet and Violet. Like, most people don't like it because it's... Oh, thank you for the follow, Ashwin Boy 2001. Yeah, I don't know. It might just be an acquired taste, but I don't know. I like the adventure of spending this much time getting one shiny Pokemon, but at the same time I like getting the shinies just to have them. Like for my shiny living decks, I like just having them in a collection. Yeah, I feel like Violet's more just like, as far as the gameplay goes, I feel like it's very refined. Like, the overworld shinies, there's like a definitive shiny hunting method with the sandwiches. Being able to go wherever you want. I just like it. It might just be like bias of when I got it. but I think it's fun. A lot of people don't like the graphics and the lag, and I don't either. But when you love something, you don't just love the parts that are perfect. You have to love the imperfections too. And that goes for a lot of older gens too. Like the time-based events in Ruby and Sapphire, I don't like because my Ruby version has a dead battery, or the eternal battery doesn't work. So those I can't really participate in, and I don't really like that. But I still love Gen 3. I still love Ruby and Sapphire. But I think it was definitely a fun game, Violet. Like, even just for one playthrough, I think it's still, you can still get quite a bit out of it. But who knows? After this Squirtle, I might have a change of heart. Alright, this is gonna be encounter 6,000. So we'll see if we get anything. If we can get it on 6,000. Alright, both male. 19 HP, 20 HP. Let's see. Nope. Oh well. 2,000 encounters to go. Or 2,200. I think if I were to do a full odds hunt and to get it way under odds, I think I would like it a lot more. But that, I mean, that's just basically half odds at that point. Like, me expecting half odds isn't the same as a full odds hunt. But at the same time, it taking this long is building up the suspense for me. Like in Scarlet and Violet, I basically am guaranteed a shiny within a sandwich. Whereas this, it could be a day, a month, a year in some cases. I think there was one guy who went over 100,000 encounters. I forget what it was for, but I think it was in Fire Red. Yeah, 100,000. I don't know. I would probably just hunt for something else at that point. Especially unless it was like a legendary, I could see that being cool. Like that buildup of being over 100,000. What even is that? Is that that's like 10 times over odds, I think, right? No. Oh yeah, that's way over 10 times. Dang. 10 times over odds. But the funny part about that is the lottery is like 1 in a million, and people still play that. I think it's even lower than 1 in a million. People still play the lottery. So the fact that was 100,000, which is so much less. It's crazy. I feel like that's the reason I'll never get into like lottery tickets, is because I even 1 in 8,000 8192, that's still way too long. Like if I spent as long as I have on the shiny hunt doing scratchers, I wouldn't even be close. It's basically the equivalent of doing a full odds hunt and expecting to get it on the first one. It's a double female. That's true. That's true. I mean, I could have like 100 screens of Fire Red open and then just reset like that. And that would be a lot faster. Just open up 100 Fire Red copies, and then I'll probably get it in like 8 resets. Yeah, I don't think I've ever bought a lottery ticket. I mean, that's mostly because of what I've seen other people get. Like, I used to work with people that would get lottery tickets because we worked next to a gas station, and I would watch them scratch them off, and most of the time it was nothing. I'd see them spend like $20+ and then just get nothing. Or I think sometimes they would get like a $5 reward or something, but at that point it's not even worth it. That'd be so discouraging. Oh, the 100 copies? I don't know how that would go. That'd be interesting though. Like, even if it was emulators, I think the computer would crash at that point. Like, maybe if someone had a supercomputer that could do that hunt, that'd be an interesting video. How fast can you get a full odds shiny Pokemon? And then it's just like that would take forever to check too. Like, you'd have to go through each one of the screens and then make sure none of them are shiny before you reset. So I think the resets would still take a minute or two just to check. Maybe I can be the first. Maybe I'll do like, maybe not 100, but I could do like 20. I could do like 20 of them at once and then see how long that takes me. My guess would probably be like a couple hours, maybe. Depends what game I did it in, too. I could see myself doing that for X and Y, because I think the starter reset screen is like, it's so long. It's like 3 minutes per reset or something, or a minute per reset, just to check the shiny, or check the starter. So maybe I'll do that and see if I can get the shiny a lot quicker. Yeah, maybe that's the next move for Pokemon Company. They'll start doing Pokemon it's called Pokemon lottery tickets. It'll be like a shiny legendary would be the jackpot, and with the jackpot you could like, there'd be like a QR code where you can like scan it into your game and you could have it. I think that'd be actually pretty cool. as long as it wasn't like too expensive. I could see them doing that in Japan because there's so much like Pokemon stuff, Pokemon branded stuff. Like I think there's even Pokemon cigarettes, if I remember seeing correctly. It might not have been cigarettes, but they put Pokemon on a lot of things. Like, a lot of food packages are just Pokemon branded for some reason. Soda cans. Yeah, I think cigarettes. I think alcohol too. I might be wrong on that. But yeah, they just put that on everything. I think if I did go to Japan for some, like, whatever reason, I would just stock up on Pokemon games. I think you can do that. I was talking to my friend Felt Lockett. He was talking about like video game tents. I forget what he called it, but they just like sell used Pokemon games or Pokemon stuff, and that's where he got a lot of his collection from. So I might try doing that and see if I can score some like below Gen 6. Like I'd love a couple copies of Black, White, Black 2, White 2. Especially if they're like in English too. I feel like that'd be a lot cheaper than getting them on off of eBay. Yeah, I mean, especially if you play through the game so many times, you don't really need to know what's being said. Because I have I have Japanese Sapphire. And the only thing I don't like is when you go into the items menu, you don't really know what anything is. Because in Emerald is when they introduce the item icons. So you'd have to like pull up a translator on your phone, like a live photo translator or whatever, to be able to tell what's even in your bag. If it does translate even. And I just bought I think I bought Black 2 in Japanese. So I'm hoping I can get through that without having to use a translator. Yeah, especially the older that they get. Like I could probably get through Ruby, or if I did start over the Japanese Sapphire, I could probably get pretty far without having to need a translator. As long as I memorize what items are what, or even still, I could probably wing it. Just like not use items or guess. But I don't really plan on resetting my Sapphire because it has a lot of non-Gen 3 Pokemon. And when I do try and complete the my Ruby cartridge, I want to try and like 100% it. So I'm gonna need those Pokemon. It'll be a lot easier to get them from that game than it would be to get them from Fire Red. I don't know if you can transfer from Fire Red to Ruby, but I think there is a way to do it to get Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon. But either way, I'm gonna do everything in my power to try and complete the national decks in Ruby. Oop. Forgot to get my Pokemon. I'm thinking for the mythicals in Ruby, I might use the e-reader trick where there's like custom events that you can like swipe on an e-reader that you can shiny hunt otherwise unavailable shiny Pokemon. Because eventually I will need Mew, Celebi, what's the Jirachi, Deoxys. I'll need those for my shiny living decks. So I'm gonna try and do it legit as much as possible, but if the price is over like $500, I don't know if it'd be worth it. I might just do like an alternative method until I'm able to afford it. Maybe. Because ideally I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on legendary Pokemon, because at that point I don't know how I would feel about that. Because I know a lot of people have bought in distribution carts and they spend like thousands on them just to have them, and it does feel cool to have an official way of hunting them, but at the same time it's Pokemon. Like, if I had the money, I'd probably do that, but at the same time, it's not that important to me. Like, I remember getting Celebi shiny. Like, I was obviously using Action Replay, but I finally got the shiny Celebi to appear, and my cousin was helping me set it up to get the shiny Celebi, and once I found it, I think I did it in Diamond and Pearl, and I went into the starter grass where Bidoof and Starly are, and I was just battling the shiny Celebi, and I was killing them, and my cousin was like jokingly like, so we spent all this time getting the Celebi thing to work just for you to kill them. And I was like, kinda. But honestly, all those hacked shiny legendaries, whatever, I don't have them anymore. So I would say if anyone wants to like mess around with that, I think that's an okay thing to do, as long as they're not like claiming it to be legit. I don't see anything wrong with that, really, just to like mess around. Like, I used to go out of bounds in Diamond and Pearl all the time, going to the whatever shaman's place is. I used to go there all the time, catch shaman. I used to catch Darkrai. I used to catch Arceus, all of them. I think I still even remember how the Action Replay code worked. It was basically a code to like spawn in any Pokemon, and you'd have like 493 Master Balls, and whatever number the Pokemon was in the national dex, you would just throw out that many Master Balls, and that's which Pokemon would show up. So I, like, one time started a brand new profile, got a bunch of Pokeballs, and I started with 493 Master Balls, and just used... Well, I don't think I used the Pokeballs, because I realized I could just use the Master Balls to catch the Pokemon that showed up, and then by using the Master Balls, it would go down by one, and it would just keep going down until I caught all the Pokemon. So that was a fun thing to do with that. That was a fun way to pass time. I mean, that's probably the only time I would have a legit national dex, or like a completed national dex in Diamond and Pearl. I know Johnstone's been doing that with the shinies, and I think he has a Gen 3 and Gen 4 living dex, but I don't know if I could do that legit. Not only because of the money he had to spend on it, but I don't know if it'd be worth it. Like maybe Gen 5 before the 3D switch, the switch to 3D. But I can't see myself. Well, obviously I said I would do it in Ruby, but that's just because that was the first game I ever played. But I think if I was to do another one on top of that, it would probably be Black and White. Oops. Did one too many resets. Another thing I've been thinking about with the Shiny Living Dex is which Pokemon are gonna stay in their respective generations. Because obviously I'm gonna be hunting Groudon and Rayquaza in my Ruby, shiny hunting them, and I think I'm just gonna keep them in that version, but I don't know if I should just hunt them in Ultra Sun and Moon just to have them in my Pokemon home, just to have like a full page collection. I think I would do that, but I think I would space it out quite a bit. But that would mean I would have to reset my Sapphire too, my Japanese Sapphire. So I think once I transfer over Torchic and Trico to my Sapphire, I can start shiny hunting Mudkip. But then I'll just start transferring over everything from my Japanese Sapphire. I think I was saying this earlier, but I'll just transfer over everything from Japanese Sapphire and then reset that. Because I'm pretty sure in that game they already caught Kyogre. That way I can have all 3 legendary shiny in Gen 3. I think that'll be a cool little trophy or whatnot. I also need to find out what Mirage Island is, because I don't have any experience with Mirage Island because my clock-based events were messed up. But I believe that's where you find Jirachi, is it not? Is that Jirachi? I don't think it's Deoxys. Or it might be neither. I just haven't really looked it up. I haven't had the time to go in there and be like, What's this thing? What's this side quest from a game that came out 20 years ago? I know for a fact it has Why Not, and it has like a berry, a certain berry, but I don't know if there's a legendary on there. Maybe Mew? I think Mew has something to do with the forest underneath Fortree City, but I also don't know how to activate that, because I think the Mew you're talking about is an external event, but I don't know. I might be able to like put those events onto my cartridge somehow, but I'm pretty sure there'll be some convoluted way of doing it, because I don't know how. I think the Eon ticket you can trade, like someone has to have the Eon ticket and they could trade you the Eon ticket or something, but the Eon ticket's just for Latios, I think, or Latias. That's the only one I know that's like easy to get. But the Eon, I don't know if it unlocks anything else. I mean, it's kind of fun though to like have this game from my childhood that has so much content that I haven't experienced yet. Like just recently I traded between Game Boys for the first time, and that was fun because I never got to do that as a kid. Because I didn't have Fire Red or Leaf Green, but I had the wireless adapters for trading, and I tried using that to trade between Ruby and Sapphire, and that didn't work. So my whole childhood I was like trying to figure out how to trade between games, like putting the Game Boys next to each other, putting the bottoms of the Game Boys next to each other. I tried everything and I couldn't figure out, because I didn't know anything about the link cable. I wasn't able to trade for 20... It'll be 20 years next year. For 20 years I wasn't able to trade. So the fact that there's still content in that game that I haven't touched, that's kind of exciting. There's 6100. Let me change the title here. I'll update the encounter thing. There we go. 6100. Oh, it's just Why Not? That sucks. Because you can get Why Not in the base game already. I mean, it'd be cool to like shiny hunt there, I guess. And like I was saying, it's a part of the game I haven't touched yet. So maybe I will do a shiny hunt for Why Not. Little pink guy. Yeah, Auras and Ultra Sun and Moon have so many legendaries that can be shiny hunted. Auras, I think there's like a bunch of different combinations. Like to unlock Palkia, you need to catch all the Lake Trio, and I think the Lake Trio just depends on the time of day. So once you have the Lake Trio and it's in your party, you can encounter Palkia. And once you catch Palkia, you need to get Dialga from Alpha Sapphire or whatever. And then once you have Palkia and Dialga, you can unlock Giratina. It's kind of weird the way to unlock legendaries. Like Ultra Sun and Moon, you just keep going through different wormholes and you get lucky. But yeah, you have to have like a certain combination to unlock certain legendaries. It's kind of like the Reggie puzzle a little bit. with the Wailord and the Relicanth. But unfortunately, Deoxys is shiny locked in Oris. There might be a way to like unlock it, and I could maybe hunt it that way. But even then, I'm pretty sure people would comment on it being legit or not, even though it would just be a placeholder. Though another thing I don't like about Scarlet and Violet is they added like 20 legendaries to the DLC, all shiny locked, all of them, and that sucks. Like, I was hoping to be able to shiny hunt Zekrom. I was hoping to shiny hunt him in the DLC, which hoping to shiny hunt something on a Switch is something you don't it's very rare. I don't know if you've hunted on Switch before, but the resets take forever because you have to close the game and then you have to wait for it to boot up the entire way, which takes like a minute. Like when I hunt Arceus in Brilliant Diamond, it's gonna take forever unless I decide to do it in Original Diamond, but the only legit way I'd be able to do it is in Brilliant Diamond, because all you need for that is Arceus from Legends Arceus, I think, and then you can start encountering it and hunt it. But I'm trying to stay away from Switch hunting as much as possible, because there are a couple that are exclusive to the Switch, like in the raid dens in Sword and Shield's DLC, you can get Lunala, I think Necrozma, and Solgaleo. But that's the only way you can get them shiny, so I don't really want to do that just yet. What else? Oh, Regieleki and Regidrago. Those are only in Sword and Shield. And Arceus. Well, Arceus you can get in Gen 4, but it's half odds in Brilliant Diamond, so I'd probably would like to do that, even though it takes a lot longer. Yeah, as far as the Nostalgia Team quest goes, I think Fire Red, this game, Ruby, and Diamond are going to be the only ones where I have a legendary as part of my Nostalgia Team quest, because Gen 2, I already have Shiny Lugia and Ho-Oh, so I don't need those. But Fire Red, I'm going to be resetting for Shiny Mewtwo. Ruby, obviously Groudon, and then Palkia in Diamond and Pearl. But otherwise, I try and hunt the legendaries in Ultra Sun and Moon, just because it's a lot easier. Because I typically don't, once I put Pokemon in my collection, I typically don't use them. I don't know if it's just, I feel like anxious taking them out of home, because I feel like I'm gonna forget where they are. Which it hasn't happened yet, but I don't know. Either that or some games I have like what's it called? There's a double female. I have event Pokemon that are shiny, and I don't want to get those confused and then put them in my collection. So typically once I get a legendary or a shiny, I just keep it in home. But yeah, if you do decide to play Gen 5 and you have the ability to record it, I'd record it. Because people on YouTube, they love seeing people play Pokemon games for the first time. So if you're into that, I would definitely at least like just record the gameplay and then like narrate over it. I think that'd be a cool video to make if you're interested in like making videos at all. Because there's a channel, I don't know if you've seen it, but this guy, like, he doesn't make his girlfriend play him, but he makes videos with his girlfriend about her first time playing each Pokemon game. And I think they just completed Pokemon Black 2. Like, I think they started with Fire Red as well. It's called, I think it's Boy Meets Video Game? I don't remember. Or like Boy Meets Girl or something like that. But it's like basically her first time playing through all the Pokemon games. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly just up to you whether or not you want to experience it on your own or share it. But I'm sure if you did, people would watch it, people would like it. Like, I was thinking about doing that with a lot of games. Like, I wouldn't be recording them, I'd probably stream them. Like, a lot of people love, like, Batman Arkham Asylum, but I have never played it. So I think people would be interested to see, like, someone play it for the first time. There's so many games I haven't played that a lot of people have. There's a double female. Let me think. Like, basically any popular game, I probably haven't played it. I haven't played God of War. I haven't played any Legend of Zelda games. I haven't played The Sims, I guess. Black Ops. Red Dead Redemption. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because my time gets picked up by Pokemon, but I just don't play a lot of other games. Kingdom Hearts, I haven't played that. I haven't played Dragon Quest. Yeah, those are usually the ones I hear a lot about. Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Isn't Wind Waker good too? I think because Wind Waker has like a 3DS port, I was thinking about getting that and just playing it on there, but I I don't know the correct way to play these games. Or like if I should play them in order. Or if there's a good game to start with. Because I feel like there's a lot of parallels between that and Pokemon as far as like how many different versions there are. So if I do start a Legend of Zelda game, it should be one of... Would you recommend those as like... Even as a beginner, would I be able to play them and enjoy them? Or is there a game I should play first before that? A lot of people like Breath of the Wild and the second one of those. But I feel like I should play the originals first. Yeah, I'll probably go with one of those then. Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I might just do it in that order then. I might do yeah, I think Majora's Mask is the one with the moon, right? The one with the moon coming down. I've seen some... I might have seen a game theory video or two. Yeah, I'll probably start with Ocarina of Time, go Majora's Mask. I'll have to see where I can play those too. I might have to just emulate them, because I'm assuming because they're so popular, they probably cost a lot more. That, and I think they might be on GameCube, and I don't have a GameCube. If I wanted the original experience. Oh, really? I might do that then. That sounds a lot easier. Just being able to play it on Switch, and since it's on Switch, I would be able to stream that. And for $50 a year, that's not too bad, especially if I have games I want to play on it already. Yeah, I could just like go through those, because $50 is... I'd say that's pretty worth it for both of those games. I've heard good things about Twilight Princess too. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion or not, though. I think I know Twilight Princess is on the Wii, or it came out on the Wii or something like that. Yeah. It seems like that generation, or that time frame, was a good time for Legend of Zelda. Yeah, I think at one point I might have seen it in stores, but for the Wii, I was mostly just focused on Smash Bros. Brawl. That's the main reason I got the Wii, was just to play that with my friends. Yeah, I think it would spoil me, to be honest. Like, if I played Breath of the Wild first. It's like if someone played... well, it's like new-gen Pokemon fans, really. Like, they start with Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, and then they don't want to even look at the Game Boy DS era games. Even though they're really good on their own, it's just the issues get fixed in the later games, and then they go back and have to deal with the issues that are fixed in later games. But I'll definitely start with Ocarina of Time. The only thing that worries me a little bit is the like when you play the ocarina, I think you have to memorize the songs, right? Or is, I don't know. I might have just heard that somewhere. Oh, really? Okay. It might have just been a thing where it's like someone did memorize it. I don't know. I was gonna say that sounds pretty difficult for a children's game. But I did play, I played a little bit of a Game Boy game of Link. I played it when I was like 15. I forget which one it is though. I think it was for Game Boy Advance. I played a little bit of that, but I haven't really played a Legend of Zelda game. I think that would be the equivalent of someone being like, I've played Pokemon Go, but I haven't really played Pokemon. That's basically my equivalent of what I've played of Legend of Zelda. Yeah, the Legend of Zelda games, Kingdom Hearts, and Final Fantasy, I really want to play, but it's just a very confusing how and where to start. Even though I could just jump into any game, I feel like there's a process for most collections of games. Like for Pokemon, I'd probably recommend Fire Red first, maybe Pearl after that, Black 2, maybe Oras, and then Ultra Sun and Moon, and then just going in that order, basically. Because there are some games that I don't know if I would recommend. Like Fire Red is a good experience if you want to like play the first like Gen 1 without it being, it's more visually appealing for it being Gen 3 graphics. Same thing with Oris. I think Oris is it's easier to stay focused on, whereas Ruby and Sapphire, especially if you're playing it after Fire Red, it kind of feels like the same thing. Oh, both of those are on 3DS? I might have to do that then. That sounds fun too. I didn't know. I knew you could get Majora's Mask on 3DS. I didn't know about Ocarina of Time too. That's cool. Oh, really? Oh. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a Japanese 3DS, and then I thought that might be a problem. But, I mean, it's like Pokemon. If you played them enough, you don't really need to know what's going on. Oh, that's cool at least. Yeah, that way you can play the games you already have. Because having a separate collection of games in Japanese would be kind of crazy. This is my English game folder, and this is my Japanese game folder. I don't speak any Japanese, but I have all Japanese games. That'd be crazy. I know in the 3DS era, I think it might be different. Or, like the Pokemon games, I think you can still change the language for those. Like, even if you get a Japanese copy, like, if you homebrew it, you know? if you do that, I think you can still, like, add a Japanese game, but play it in English. As far as Pokemon goes, I think. Because they have the language selection screen. I wouldn't be too scared. Because, like, I buy my 3DSs off eBay, and they come pre-modded anyway. But at this point, the online service is shut down. So as long as you know which version your 3DS is on, you can probably find a guide to do it. And even if you mess up, you can still reset it and try again. Like, obviously, if you have legit downloaded games, or if you have like personal stuff on it, or it's just very... Oh, there's double female. I don't know about that, but if you got like a fresh 3DS, I would say go for it. Because all my 3DSs are modded. However, my Switches, I'm too scared to homebrew. I can see that. Because for the Switch, I pay for online, and I'm pretty sure you can get banned. Your account can get banned if they find out you use homebrew. But 3DS, I don't think there's anything for that. I think if you update it while it's while you have homebrew, I think it can corrupt it. But as long as you don't update anything, which I don't think there even are updates anymore, you should be fine with that. There's a lot of switching between the SD card and the computer. I will warn you of that if you do try it. Like, removing the SD card from your DS and putting it in the computer, there's a lot of that. A lot of back and forth. But it does add, from what I've experienced, it does add a little bit of anxiety. Because I've downloaded a lot of 3DS games onto my DSs. And I'm afraid that one day they'll just disappear. Like, having shiny hunted in them, having, you know, done all this stuff in them, and then they would be completely gone. But at the same time, you can back up your saves with the homebrew. So if I wanted to, I could just back up all my saves, and then if I lose them, I can always get them back. And I think you can do that with DS games too. Like, when you put a DS game in your 3DS, I'm pretty sure you can download that data too. So if you have a file that you want to back up, you can do that on a 3DS homebrew, I'm pretty sure. There's 6,200. So we're officially 2,000 encounters away from full odds. Dun, 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 dun. So between Growlithe slash Vulpix and Diglett, which one would I be going for next? Do you know? Because you said between this and Soul Silver is your favorite, so you might know off the top of your head more than I would. Because I think Diglett's Cave is next, right? But I don't know if Vulpix comes before or after that. I might be completely wrong. It might be something else. So after this, on my Nostalgia Team quest, I have Vulpix slash Growlithe. I think in Fire Red it's Growlithe. But I don't know if I would encounter Growlithe first or Diglett to hunt for next. Diglett? Okay. I was thinking that too. I think Growlithe's a little bit later on. Because Diglett's like right before Lieutenant Surge, I think. That would be cooler, but I feel like in the Growlithe grass, there's going to be different encounters. Whereas Diglett's Cave, it's either going to be Diglett or Dugtrio. And there wouldn't be any phases in that case. Whereas Growlithe, there might be a couple. So I think, since I haven't full odds random encountered yet, I think Diglett would be a cooler... Well, it would be an easier hunt than Growlithe. But other than that, it would be Eevee, Snorlax, and Mewtwo, which those are just going to be resets. Unless... I don't think Snorlax is shiny locked. I could be wrong. But I don't think they started shiny locking that until X and Y. And I know Mewtwo you can shiny hunt, and Eevee too. But if Snorlax is... Oh, that... I didn't even think about that. Uh-oh. If I had a Pokemon with Runaway, would that work? If not, I might just catch like a fodder water type somehow, and then just beat them every time. Because Diglett can... I think Diglett has two different abilities though. Unless that... It might have been added later on. I don't know. I didn't even think about that though. If that is the case, I might have to just switch it to something else. Either that or just tough it out. Because I did use a Doug Trio at one point. Because it's so fast and it's ground type. Yeah. I don't know. I might just have to tough it out just for the blue nose. Because the only other ground types are gonna be like Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Rhydon. I think that's it. And Diglett, of course. There might be one I'm not thinking of. But I don't think... I know I've used Rhyperior. I don't think I've used Rhydon ever. And then I could do Nidoking or Nidoqueen. But I think I'll try to do Diglett first and see how that goes. Yeah, maybe I could catch, like... I think you can get a Magikarp before Mount Moon. I might just use that, train it up to a Gyarados, and then use that to defeat the Diglett. Maybe. Oh, just Rhyhorn. I don't know, I feel like all the ground types are gonna have their disadvantages. Because isn't he... I think Rhyhorn's also just Safari Zone. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna stick with Diglett unless it becomes too difficult. And just, like, pray that it doesn't take the full odds. Because I'm pretty sure I have, as far as the living decks, I'm pretty sure I have all my team members shiny already, besides Mewtwo. So I think I could move a couple around. But I'm pretty sure you can get the Nidos, right? No matter which version. But in that grass, I know there's Spearow and Rattata as well. So I probably would phase on that. I just need to make sure before I start hunting that I have a set Pokemon. Because some people just use, like, for a badge quest, they just use the first shiny they find. But for this, I want to use the Pokemon that I'm set on, you know? Like, if I found a Meowth, a shiny Meowth hunting for Growlithe, I wouldn't use it. I'd have to keep going till I got a Growlithe. And the Eevee, I know you said you don't like Jolteon, but that's what I'm going to be evolving the shiny Eevee into. Most people would probably do Vaporeon, but I love Jolteon just as a Pokemon. That, and I already am going to have a Squirtle, so I won't need 2 water types. Shiny Pikachu. I think I'm good. Oh man, that would take so long. That would be like... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think... I think I'm still missing the... Let's see. I'm loading up my living decks. I'm still missing Kakuna, Beedrill, and the whole Pidgey line. So if I did do that, I'd be at least filling up my living decks. But I don't think I'll subject myself to that just yet. Maybe once I finish my living decks, I'll start doing some crazy challenges. But yeah, my main goal right now is to do these Nostalgia Team quests from Gen 1 through 9. And then work on my living decks, and then maybe some challenges. Yeah, that's what most people say, but yeah, it depends, because I know you said you usually play Gens 1 through 4. I don't think that would be possible for you, unfortunately. As much as I want to say, like, you got it, just you got it. Gen 1 through 4, I don't think that's possible. Like, even if you Poke Radared and like Masuda, if you do all that, it would still take like 10 years. Realistically, at least 10 years. And that's just Gens 1 through 4. That's why for me, I usually go for like the easiest option possible. Like, if I can get it in Scarlet and Violet in the wild, I'm gonna do that. If not, I go down from there, basically. Can't get it in Scarlet and Violet? Okay. Can I get it in Let's Go? No. Can I get it in Sword and Shield? No. And then I just keep going down. That's why Celebi isn't really on my list right now. Because you can only get that in the Virtual Console, I believe. That would be a lot more attainable, I'd say. I mean, it would be difficult to find the ones that you have to transfer up. Like, I know if you insert a Fire Red cartridge while you're playing Gen 4, you can find certain Pokemon. Or if you insert a Gen 3 cartridge. But I think that would be possible. That'd be a fun little challenge if you want to take that on. But I would not recommend, yeah, I would not recommend doing it with shinies. I'm sure there's someone out there currently who's doing that with shinies, but I would not want to be that person. It's like the, I don't know if you've seen the 40 Cake stream, but he's doing a Professor Oak's challenge, a shiny Professor Oak's challenge in Emerald, I believe. And it's like a bot. It's been going for over a year, and they're just now in Lava Ridge Town, I think, or they're in Fire Pass Cave. And I think they're stuck on Grimer. But it's been over a year, 24/7 for a year, and they're not even halfway through. So I think the normal living decks would be a good idea. $62.50. I think I'll go to like 62.66, and then I think that'll be it. So we got 16 more encounters, aka 8 more resets. Honestly, if we get this shiny within these 8 resets or whatever, I'll eat my sock. Because I know it's probably... the odds are in my favor that I won't have to eat my sock. Because... well, yeah. I might be doing some resets on my own time, But I'm hoping when I do find the shiny, it will be live. Because that'll be a better moment. But also finding it on my own, I feel like my reaction's not going to be as strong. Or maybe it'll be stronger, I don't know. But I feel like just sitting in silence, resetting, is gonna be a lot more different of a reaction. Of course, I'm glad I could fill that time for you. Especially, and I'm thankful for you, honestly. It's a lot easier to shiny hunt when talking to people, or even just talking into the void to someone. Because sitting here, like, when I first start the stream, sitting here, just like, well, not in silence, but like, talking to myself while resetting, I focus more on the shiny hunting, and I feel like that's the opposite of what you should do. Like, the shiny hunting should be second nature to doing something else, because otherwise you're just dwelling on every single encounter and hoping it's the one. So I appreciate your company as well, and I hope you get the shiny Eevee. I can't promise I'll be live tomorrow night, but if I do, I hope I can see you there. I hope I can stream for at least 2 hours or so, because I'll be working 7 to 7 this whole weekend. So from like 8 to 10, I'm hoping to stream. Alright, this is going to be the last one. We'll give it a little nickname and then see if we can get the shiny on this very last one. Alright, what should we name it? I'll name it Alex. Name it Alex and see if we can... Yep, there we go. We'll see if we can get something good here. Get a goodie. Alright, let's see. Ah. Oh well. Well, I appreciate you being here. Best of luck with your Eevee, and I'll see you when I see you.